JoJo stands are weird. A lot of them have song references, some of the earlier ones are based on tarot cards, and some of them are even based on Egyptian gods. But there are some exceptions. Over the years, there are some stands that Araki has made that are, well, pretty strange, specifically when it comes to how they were named. There's stands in here that are just really funny, or have a few differences from the actual thing that they're referencing, and a stand that even references a book. There's some crazy stuff here, so keep watching. But let's start off with the fairly popular stand in Cream. This is the stand of Vanilla Ice. And funny enough, it's a stand that I don't see talked about specifically. Like, yeah, everyone knows that Cream is extremely powerful, but I feel like it's just more known as Vanilla Ice's stand rather than being its own thing. The way people talk about something like dirty deeds done dirt cheap, it's not the same as how people talk about Cream. But anyway, we're here to talk about the name of the stand. And fun fact, this is the first stand in all of JoJo to have a reference to a band. In this case, there is a British rock band called Cream as well. And obviously, the name Vanilla Ice for its user comes from the guy named Vanilla Ice. So what's so weird about this stand? Well, once again, it comes from Vanilla Ice. The duo of the stand user and the stand is Vanilla Ice Cream. Like, what, Araki? Mind you, this guy is supposed to be the most threatening person we have seen so far in Stardust Crusaders since its introduction. The guy practically one-shots his opponents and is the only character besides Dio to actually kill a Stardust Crusader. He's killed more than Dio, actually. All of this, and his name is Vanilla Ice Cream. Like, literally, this is how formidable Vanilla Ice is supposed to be. But Araki is out here trolling and giving him the name of a sweet treat. Just why, Araki? The next stand isn't seen often in JoJo, but it's still pretty important to talk about. Boku no Rhythm wo Kiitekure is the stand of Oye Como Va in Steel Ball Run. What's strange about this stand is, well, I mean, look at its name. Boku no Rhythm wo Kiitekure. It's a mouthful. And honestly, it's so long that I've seen people just refer to this stand as Boku no Rhythm or Oye Como Va's stand. This is mainly because this is the only stand in JoJo to be named after a song lyric. That's right, Oye Como Va, the character, has their name come from the song from Santana titled Oye Como Va. But the stand of Oye Como Va, Boku no Rhythm wo Kiitekure, is a line from the chorus, but translated to Japanese. What a strange and unique way to name a stand. It's honestly as strange as the fact that only 6.8% of my audience is subscribed to my channel. Anyway, Araki already used Santana, and so he chose the song Oye Como Va for the character, and then gave the stand a song lyric for a name. This is the only time it's happened in JoJo. Usually when Araki makes a name of the character based on the song, the stand name is either a different song made by the same artist, even in the same album at times, or the stand name has nothing to do with the character and it's named something else. So this is pretty strange to see, but hey, that's just what Araki wanted to do. There are a lot of stands in the series that are just slight changes to the song name or album that is being referenced. I think the most well-known one from this batch is Wonder of You. Even people who haven't read JoJolion know what Wonder of You is. It's crazy, but the way it is spelt is different. The song by Elvis Presley is called The Wonder of You, with you being spelt the normal way. But the stand itself is called Wonder of You. There's no the in the name, and the U changed to the letter U. It's honestly pretty cool, and I think this might be a stand that deliberately had a name change. Now, the stand Wonder of You was first revealed with the name in 2020. At this point in time, there have been 5 different JoJo parts that got an anime adaptation, and as we know very well, other works that feature the JoJo brand have localized versions of these names. For example, Gold Experience being called Golden Wind, or Boys to Man being called Boy Man Man. Yeah, a lot of these names are pretty trash. And yeah, in 2020, this has happened for a lot of JoJo, where they just changed the name of the stand because of copyright issues or whatever it is, that maybe Araki started to realize this, and so the stand names he gives are gonna be localized to something completely different. And so Araki decided to make the Wonder of You into just Wonder of You for this reason. Maybe Araki just really liked the name Wonder of You and didn't want it to be changed to something stupid like thinking about people, so he just decided to switch up the way Wonder of You is written in order to make sure that the stand name becomes the same. And it seemed to have worked, as in All-Star Battle R, the stand is known as Wonder of You. There are other stands that follow the same ruling though, where the stand name, for whatever reason, is just a slight alteration of the real stand reference. One that comes to mind for me is Joshu Higashikada's stand, Nut King Call. While the reference may not be obvious at first, the stand is supposed to reference the singer Nat King Cole. Why there was a name change? Well, a big reason for this is how Nat King Cole is said in Japanese. With the Japanese language pronouncing things a little different for English names, just because of how the language works and how they pronounce things in general, Nat King Cole sounds a lot like Nut King Cole. So a person who speaks Japanese, when asked to say Nat King Cole, or the romanized version of Nat King Cole, it would be said as Nut King Cole, or very similar to Nut King Cole. And this works really well with Joshu's stand in general. Joshu's stand is all about taking things apart and together with the use of nuts, like the steel objects, the nuts, like nuts and bolts. And so it's a cool stand reference to the stand ability as well, Nut King Cole. So it all worked out in the end. Another stand in a similar fashion to this is Jailhouse Lock, which is a reference to the Elvis song Jailhouse Rock. Wow, a lot of this section does have to do with Elvis, huh? But anyway, there is another thing relating to the Japanese language. The letter L isn't a thing in that language. Like, there's never a moment where you make the sound that the letter L makes. Due to this, Jailhouse Rock can technically be said as Jailhouse Lock in Japanese, or perceived as such. And similarly to Nat King Cole, the ability of Jailhouse Lock is also referencing the stand name, because the ability of Jailhouse Lock is to lock the opponent to only having 3 memories. So if cream wasn't enough of a stand for you, let's start adding some more letters. Okay, sorry about that, but the next stand we're talking about is Cream Starter. Now, I wonder why all of the stands with cream in its name just end up being weird, but maybe that's a video for another time. Anyway, Cream Starter is strange because this is another stand that's thought of to not have an actual song reference. Even the JoJo wiki itself doesn't put a single song reference for the stand, and it's easy to see why. There isn't much with the name Cream Starter, nor do I honestly hope for there to be, since it is a pretty strange name. People say that the actual reference is Fire Starter, the song by The Prodigy. It is a bit of a stretch though, in my opinion. I personally have no idea how fire turns into cream. Maybe Araki was just trying to see that since flesh comes out of Cream Starter and not fire, he just decided to use the word cream instead, so it becomes Cream Starter, with Fire Starter just being the base for the stand name. But it's still quite strange. Maybe if fire and cream were at all similar, like maybe it could work, but it's just strange. Another stand that is kind of similar to this is Walking Heart. Walking Heart's stand reference has always been considered to be Walking Heart Attack, the song by Holland K. Smith. Now, that does seem completely fine, but the reference itself seems a bit too weird. The song Walking Heart Attack is extremely unknown, only really known because of JoJo and Walking Heart to begin with. So the question on whether Araki really knew this song and liked it enough to become a reference to his own series is pretty unknown. It could just be that Walking Heart isn't directly referencing a song and that this is all a coincidence. I mean, Walking Heart, Hato's name is literally Heart, and Walking is just a name that has King in it, and also Hato does walk because, you know, the stand is just really long heels, and so the name Walking Heart, I guess it would make sense. So like, yeah, it could just be a coincidence. I mean, walking does have king in it, which all the other Higashikata stands have. But, you know, I'm fine with Walking Heart Attack just being considered the song reference. It's just a strange situation to begin with. Who knows whether Araki even listened to the song. Now let's talk about Dragon's Dream, a stand that is extremely unique in its name origin. The stand belongs to Kenzo from Stone Ocean, and unlike most stands, its name doesn't come from a song or band. In fact, Dragon's Dream is named after an art book by Roger Dean. Roger Dean may not be a musician, but he's definitely got connections to the music world, having designed album covers for bands like Yes and Asia. This makes Dragon's Dream stand out because it's one of the rare instances where Araki draws inspiration from the art scene rather than directly from music for his stand. Now, we all know that Araki is a big artist. I mean, that's pretty clear. Like, do you know what JoJo is? But Araki never really makes art references for his stands, but he decided to do it for Dragon's Dream. Now, why Araki did this in the first place? Bro, who knows? Araki is just a funny guy in general, and it's really obvious when he made JoJo. But yeah, I can't really see an answer to this question. Maybe he was just feeling it. And now we are at the strangest name origin for a stand in JoJo, that being Awaking 3 Leaves. It's so strange what this stand is based on that I made an entire video just discussing this one singular stand a while ago, because this rabbit hole goes very deep and I can't talk about all of it just here. So click on this video to find out its origins, because I think I figured it out.